Chapter 1, more about inequalities. In this chapter, we'll talk about inequalities again, and you have learned in junior form before. So let us have some revision here. Revision on linear inequality in one unknown. What means of linear inequalities? That means in degree 1. For example, x plus 3 greater than 5, then you know that x greater than 2, right? So this one, degree 1, so linear inequality in one unknown. And later on in this chapter, we'll talk about in degree 2, okay? So let's have some revision first. A, meanings of inequality signs. Here we'll have some symbols, okay, about the symbols. So those of them are the symbols of inequality. The first one is unequal to, and this one greater than, this one smaller than. Very easy, right? And this two, hope you memorize. This one is greater than or equal to, right? Sometimes we say that not less than, okay? That means greater than or equal to. In the same time, if this symbol smaller than or equal to, we can say it as not greater than, okay? Not greater than, not less than, that means there's two. Smaller than or equals to, so not greater than. Greater than or equals to, that means not less than. An inequality is a mathematical sentence in which two expressions are connected by a symbol of inequality. So here, two expressions, maybe two of them all are the values, or sometimes one algebraic expression, one sign is value, okay? Let's see part B, graphical representation of inequalities. Do you remember? This one is the answer, right? Then ask you to express in graphical method, okay? Then graphical representation will be like this, okay? This one is, here is 0, then -2, right? And then greater or equals to. So here we'll have an arrow here, and we'll fill up this circle. You can blacken this circle, that means equal. Also equal to -2 and greater than -2. Okay, that one means including -2. Have a look 1.0b. X smaller than -2. So here again we mark it at -2, but this time here circle, okay, so this one without blackening, that means excluding -2, okay? If you blackening the circle, that means including -2, okay? Understand? Or say that, do you remember? C, basic properties of inequalities. The first one about the law of trigonometry, okay? If A and B are real numbers, then one and the only one of the following relation is true. A greater than B, or A equals B, or A smaller than B. Whatever which values of A and B. If A, B are the real values, then one of these is true. One of the following relation is true. Either one of them. Okay? For example, you have 5, -2. So you say that, 5 greater than -2, right? Or two more, 0, 101. Then you find that 0 smaller than 101, right? How about equal? If two values are equal, then equal, right? -3 and -3. So minus this, okay? Let's have a look at the fundamental properties of inequalities. Fundamental properties. Okay? What means of this? Here, let A, B, C are the real numbers. Okay? If we have A greater than B and B greater than C, here use this symbol that means and in the same time. Okay, A greater than B, B greater than C, then A greater than C, right? Second, this one as a transitive property. If A greater than B, then this value A and this value B, both sides plus C, this inequality sign keeps. Okay, so A plus C greater than B plus C. Okay, this one as the additive properties. Additive properties. Just now this one transitive properties. Transitive property. Okay, goes on number 3. A. If A now greater than B and C greater than 0, then we'll have A times C greater than B times C. If divided by C, it keeps. I mean the inequality sign keeps. Multiplicative property. Okay? That means times something, then you need to pay attention about the values of C. If this time greater than 0, then all keeps. Okay? Same as this one. If C smaller than 0, then what happened? If this one is greater, then just want to show you, this one become smaller. Okay? A greater than B, but if you times a negative value, then inequality size change. Okay? Next one. We know that A squared greater than or equals 0 for all values of A. For example, if now you have 5 greater than 0, then 5 squared also greater than 0, right? If we have negative 3 smaller than 0, however, negative 3 takes square, this one is 9, which greater than 0. Then when will equals 0? Yeah, when A equals 0, then equals 0 after take square. Clear? Okay, the last one, number 5. If A greater than B, A and B are of the same sign, then after you take the reciprocal, then inequality sign change. Okay? Before, in some topics, for example, law, told you already, and hope you remember. For example, now 3 greater than 2, right? And 1 over 3 will smaller than 2. Oh, sorry, not smaller than 2. I mean smaller than 1 over 2. Okay? See? The inequality size change. Negative 5 greater than negative 7, right? How about 1 over negative 5 and 1 over negative 7? Yeah, correct. Inequality sign change, right? So in the same sign, maybe I use this one. If A, B are of the same sign, then inequality size change. If not the same, have a look. A, okay, not A. 4 greater than negative 3. How about 1 over 4 and 1 over negative 3? It keeps, right? Right? So if they are not the same sign, inequality size no change, because positive value always greater than negative value. Understand? Remember, the inequality sign changes only when both sides are multiplied or divided by a negative number. Okay? It changed because times a negative value. Okay? In other case, the sign does not change. Okay, let's have a look at this class practice. Okay? For example, a greater than b. Okay? Then how about negative a and negative b? That means both sides times negative 1. What happened? Yeah, it changed, smaller than. If a greater than b and x greater than y, then add up together, you found that a plus x greater than b plus y. Good. Number 3. If now a smaller than 0, then what happened to a squared? Just now show you one example. Here, write. So this one, greater than. Not equals to, okay, greater than. If a greater than 2, then what happened to this one? Yeah, both sides plus 3, so keeps on greater than. If negative 2 greater than 6, here that means negative 2x over negative 2 and 6 over negative 2. What happened here? Yeah, both sides times a negative value, right? So inequality signs change. Negative x smaller than negative 3. Okay? Here both sides times 2. So keeps on this one smaller than 6. And the last one. Yeah, both sides times negative 2, right? So change the inequality sign. Okay? So hope you understand about inequality, and remember you have learned in junior form. Okay? So hope you understand and remember.